So today I went and saw The Incredibles 2, but the real question is, should you watch it? Oh, The Incredibles, how we have waited for this sequel year after year, and it is finally here. To put this in perspective, how long we had to wait for this movie, when the original came out, I was 3, and now we have the sequel at last, and I'm 18. So was it worth the wait? Let's take a look at it. Compared to the first movie, the sequel brings all of the core characters that we loved back. The sequel even starts where the first movie stopped, so no time change at all. Now, because of this no time change, some of the voice actors had to get the axe. But for the most part, a majority of the voice actors remain the same. But for the ones who weren't in this one, it is kinda obvious that they changed actors. Nevertheless, it's still a good performance, and just like the first movie, there's a lot of entertaining qualities to it. Entertaining qualities that are unique to Pixar films. It doesn't just feel like a superhero movie, and it doesn't just feel like a fairy tale animated story. It does feel like it has depth to it and can relate to real world problems, even though we're dealing with superheroes. Now, if you've seen the trailer, the looks of this movie from the outside appear to be this paradigm shift of attention to Elastigirl, and it kind of just seems like the Parr family, it kind of gets tossed to the sideline. But that's not the case. Throughout the movie, you keep up with both storylines, and it's equally entertaining. Without giving away too much detail, with the antagonist of this film, the villain, there's not a whole lot of character development. Compared to Syndrome from the first movie, this villain kinda seems a little pushed. The storyline of this movie is kinda mediocre at best. It's certainly not incredible. It works for the film, it works for bringing all the characters back, but it's not like this, wow, let's give an Oscar for best screenwriting to The Incredibles. Nah. But at the end of the day, when you walk out of the theater, you think to yourself, how else could they have made this movie? It succeeds in bringing back the core characters, it succeeds in creating new characters, sort of. Again, without giving away too much detail, they do bring some new superhero characters into it, and it brings this weird dimension with it. Some of the superhero characters don't really even seem to be human. It doesn't really fit. It seems like they're trying to sprinkle a dash of sci-fi into something that appears real to us. If you're an original fan returning to see this movie, it will satisfy your 14-year sequel hunger. However, if you're not necessarily a Pixar fan, or you're just looking to see a movie, there's nothing really unique about Incredibles 2. I mean, for me, I was a big fan of everything Incredibles. I had the movie, I had the game, I had books about the Incredibles, but not everyone is like that, thankfully. But overall, it's a good family movie. Everyone in the theater was laughing, although I was kind of surprised with some of the language they used in this film compared to the first one. I mean, I think that's going to spur a lot of DVD and Blu-ray sales with parents muting the TV. And if you're seeing it with your family, whether you're the parent in the situation or the child in the situation, or you're with an aunt or an uncle, whatever you're with, okay, it's endurable. And I don't know, I mean, maybe they'll continue this, maybe there'll be a sequel. Not likely considering the age of the voice actors, but if they're ever going to do an Incredibles 3, they need to do it pretty quickly and not wait 14 years. So was it worth the wait? For me, as someone who was inspired by the first movies and a big fan of it, yes. But if you're a new viewer, might not have as much impact. So should you watch The Incredibles 2? I've laid it all out for you guys, the pros and the cons, but now it's time for you to be the judge. Let me know what you decide, and if you do see it, what your thoughts are, and if you don't, comment your reasons for not wanting to see the film. But until next time, this is Karsten Frisky, signing off.